Simon, how would you summarise the test we've just faced?
Look, it was a real test for us. I think credit to the opposition, how they play, ask questions, and I think I've said in the dressing room that it's probably one of the hardest games and tests that we've had all season. Long throw-ins, especially second half, set pieces, they're a massive threat. Counter-attack, they're very good at what they do, and full credit to them. They sort of ask different questions of you in different ways. So we knew we were certainly not underestimating what they were going to bring to this game, but we ended up sort of not taking the opportunities that we had when we had a couple first half, and but we showed a lot of character to stay in the game. And when you look back on the game, it's probably a game where we could have won it, we could have lost it, and we ended up drawing it. So yeah, credit to the opposition, but disappointing because we want to be winning home games, which we've not done for a while now.
How much credit would you give Tamworth for that?
100%. They're a very effective team in what they do, and they've got some willing boys, defend well, but the throw-in is like the longest throw-in I've ever seen, and we had to make sure that we affected first contact, second contacts, and then it's coming back in, and yeah, it was a big test for us, but we withstood it a lot of the time, but other teams would crumble at times in terms of what they're throwing at you. And you've got to deal with it, and for large parts we did.
Going down is obviously never ideal. What was the initial reaction from yourself and the message you were trying to get across to your players?
No, we just needed from first half to up the tempo a little bit with the ball. Without it, they had a low block and tried it as on the counter attack, and we had that big opportunity. And I think when we do get in front, we're a hard team to break down, and we do win a lot of games from first goal, and we've not been able to do that for the last few weeks. So that's something we need to make sure we're a little bit more ruthless, because when that chance came along for a couple of lads, we didn't take it. You've got to give them credit. They've got a couple of blocks in. So yeah, it's just one of them days where you're thinking we could have won it, could have lost it, and that's probably a little bit frustrating. But opposition ask questions and do what they do very well.
Vidane getting his first goal in Pill's colours then, must be pleased with how he took it.
Yeah, it was. Look, we were probing, we were waiting. It's probably one of the better balls that we put into the box. That second half, and Luke Charman put it in, and Vidane has scored goals in his career, and he was on the move at the right place at the right time, and from that goal it gave him a lot of confidence. But we were hoping that we would then be able to get on the front foot and really get that second goal. But again, fair play to them. They asked questions of us. The penders in, they got a corner, they'd get another throw in, they'd get a corner, and it was coming in that box so often, and we couldn't really get out to create anything really clear-cut chances to get the winner. So yeah, you've got to be honest sometimes and just say how well the opposition had played and their structure and how they'd play, because it asks you questions.
A debut for Michael Da Costa Gonzalez then, making his first start this week. How do you assess his first game as a Pils player?
Yeah, look, he's a bright boy. He's got pace, he's got trickery. Showed glimpses of what he's capable of doing. It was very difficult because we didn't get the ball enough to him, because Tamworth were asking more questions in our final third, our defensive third. So, like, he's had a big week. He played Bournemouth against Swansea on Tuesday afternoon. Travelled up. I think it was Wednesday night. Trained Thursday, Friday. Probably still getting to know a lot of the players' names, to be fair. So he's here for a period of time, and I'm sure he'll be effective and ask questions of what we want him to do and for himself. He's delighted to be here, and let's hope that he can affect the game like we know he's capable of doing.
How have you found him in the first few days of training?
Well, lovely lad. That he's sort of a willing worker, wants to sort of be expressive, and that's what players from Premier League football can do at times, especially the wide areas. So I want him to show what he's capable of doing, and yeah, just not put any pressure on him, but go and enjoy himself and have no regrets whenever he goes back, whether it's a month, 6 months, a year, or whenever. I'm just delighted to have him as part of this group.
Back onto the game then, it's another point on the board, and still only the second goal conceded here. Definitely positive grounds to build on going into another big week. Yeah, look, it's been a big week for us in terms of 3 points at Gateshead, and then today, of course we want to win. We've not won at home for a while, which is frustrating for us all, because we want to give our supporters something to cheer about, and certainly the last home game against Brackley, the performance warranted nothing and got a point. Today was a game where we had to really dig in, so 4 points in a week isn't too bad. Of course we like 6, but it's a big week now where the games take care of themselves. Being up for it at Carlisle, where it's been a decent crowd against a real strong team,
They've lost 2 on the bounce now, so let's try and maybe exploit that. But then York come here next Saturday, and it'll be a cracking atmosphere all round.
And how will you assess today going into Carlisle?
Yeah, look, it's another point to what we're trying to build. What I've said all along, that our team and squad will get better and stronger as it goes on, because it has been a big turnaround of players, and we still know we've things to work on. We still know we've got areas that we can be better in, and ultimately we're on a decent run, but we want to go to another level if we're going to really sustain that sort of top 5, 6, 7 places where we want to be.